She's the fabulous Mrs. Oil, safe and sexy kind of doyle. If you're looking for the safe way to play, Mrs. Oil knows the way. So watch her do her thing. Mrs. Oil's been practicing, and we know that makes her hot. She's the fabulous Mrs. Oil. She's the fabulous Mrs. Oil. She's the fabulous Mrs. Oil.
All right. Can everybody hear me?
What?
Okay. Yeah, right. Okay. You know, I was thinking we're just going to get into the foreplay. We're going to just start off with the foreplay. So what I would like everybody at this time to put on their latex gloves, please. Okay? And and the helpers are going to be going around with some KY here in a minute, okay? Once you put on your latex gloves, okay, once you put on your latex gloves, we're going to be passing down the rows some KY. I want you to put a dab. A dab is about a size somewhere between a nickel and a quarter in the palm of one of your gloved hands, and don't do anything else till I take you there, okay? All right. Woo. Okay. I'm just going to have to come down where I can reach y'all, that's all. Okay. Let's put our lubes on our gloves. They're all sizes, yeah. How many more people still need some lube? We still need lube over here, okay.
It's melting. Make it quick.
Okay. Now, are we ready? Okay, let me take you there. You are about to have a sexual encounter, right? And you hear, it's after lunch, that little quickie. You hear your partner do this now. Let me take you there. And then you hear your partner do this. Two hands today, baby. Heating up, rolled in that heating pad, was a little bit of a water-based lubricant. And you watch your partner go like this. Now, very quietly, I want you to rub your gloved hands besides one of your ears and imagine your partner saying something like, "This sounds like what I feel like." Oh, baby, baby. Now I want you to reach out on both sides to your partners. Let me take you there. Rub your gloved hand, partner. Yes. Okay. That's right. Okay, wait. Stop. I want you to imagine that on or in the sexual organs of your choice. Okay. Now you tell me, latex and lube, is it nice? That's right, baby. See, and what I'm going to show you how to take the gloves off now, because normally what happens is everybody runs out of the room with their gloves on, and then I'm all here by myself. You know, they have to go to the bathrooms. What I want you to do when you pull your gloves off, pull them off inside out, and we'll have the garbage. Take your gloves off and pass them down. Okay. Isn't latex and lube nice? Right. That was just some of the foreplay, okay? And I'm going to get down to more of the nitty-gritty sexual behavior here in a minute. But first, Mrs. Oil wants to tell you a little bit about what's going on with HIV. Now, HIV is really hard to get. We know that. There's only 4 ways to get the virus. The first way is to be born with it. Now look, we had no choice whose crotch we crawled out of on the day we were born. So if we got HIV from our mama, well, those are the breaks. But more than likely, somewhere along there was a daddy. And probably the mama wasn't born with it either. Okay? See, there's 2 parents, even if only one parent is involved for about 45 seconds. Okay? So the next way to get the virus is through blood transfusions and organ transplants. But since April of 1985, 100% of all blood donations and organs are being tested. So you have a less than 1% chance of getting HIV from that blood transfusion or organ transplant. And half the time these days, if they know you're going to have a surgery in advance, you donate your own blood and they test that. Okay? Now, if you were drinking and driving and got in a wreck and needed the blood, that's a different story, okay? That's a different issue. But generally speaking, we have a choice on our blood transfusions and blood products because we'll test ahead of time. The next way is through needles. Now, I don't care whether you're an insulin-dependent diabetic. I don't care if you are injecting heroin. I don't care if you're injecting crack. That's a big fad now. Okay? A needle is a needle is a needle, and I don't care if your drug is steroids. Don't share. But if you do share, you must clean your needle. This is the needle. What you do is you get the syringe. You pull clean water into the syringe. Throw the water away. Then you pull straight bleach. Do not dilute the bleach. Into that syringe, soak for 30 seconds, throw the bleach away, and then rinse again with water. Throw that water away. And you do that 2 or 3 times before and after each hit, no exception. Do not share the wash water. Do not share the cotton balls. Do not share the vial that you liquefy or melt your drug in. Don't share anything. But if you are, everything's got to be sterilized. And the last way to get infected is through sex, and I'm going to get into that in a minute. But before I do, I want to tell you what's going on with HIV. 1 in about every 275 people on Mother Earth are infected. That's nice. Let's bring it a little bit closer to home. 1 in about every 375 people in North America. So, okay, are infected. Sorry. And about 1 in every 175 people in Florida are infected. Why? Check out the shape of the state. That's right. Especially when you add the Keys. Okay? This is a lethal weapon. And where we stick it is a lethal weapon too. Okay? Now, what is sex? For some, sex is defined as oral or anal or vaginal, giving or receiving. Only one time counts. Doesn't matter if your eyes were shut. Okay? The other thing is, I'm going to take a little bit further and ask you to expand your horizons. As healthcare providers, a lot of people are worried about getting an infectious fluid called blood onto their hands, so they glove up, like we did earlier. Well, I say to you, semen is an infectious fluid, and HIV is also in a woman's vaginal secretions, therefore that is an infectious fluid. So we need to think about our hand jobs. Get that latex and lube on your hands. You can be changing your oil, running the house, put on your gloves, have a quickie, and you don't have to wash your hands. Okay? But anyway, So if you have sex with only 2 people, 1 time each in 1 year, remember, you could have been married for 20 years. The marriage ends, you have one-night stand within the year of your divorce, plus you had sex with your ex-partner. That's 2 in 1 year. Or let's say you're just waking up sexually and exploring your sexuality. You're in high school. 2 people in 1 year. Remember, just oral counts. So if you have sex with only 2 people, 1 time each in 1 year, and each of those with only 2, and each of those with only 2, and each of those with only 2, to the 8th power for any mathematicians in the room, then you've been sexually exposed to 512 different people by doing only 2 people 1 time each. They're laughing, but they're wiping the sweat from their brow here. Now let's pretend the 2 you did were in Florida. 1 in every 175 people are infected in Florida. You've been exposed to over 500. You've been exposed to HIV a couple of times by doing only 2 people 1 time each, potentially. The good news is exposure doesn't guarantee infection. Ask Magic Johnson's wife. And probably ask your neighbor. Okay. The problem is, most men don't know how to use a condom, which means even fewer women do. So, I'm going to help you set this straight. Mrs. Oil wants to volunteer, but before anybody jumps up and volunteers, I want to tell you what I want, because I know what I want. Mrs. Oil would like a male who she's never had before, and that person, I ask that you not be insecure about your sexual identity. May I have a volunteer, please? Okay, maybe the audience didn't hear me. In case y'all didn't hear, I'm looking for a male who's not insecure about his sexual identity. And, come on, baby. What's your name?
Dan.
Dan.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Great, Dan. Mrs. Wonderful. Okay. I'm Mrs. Oil. This is Dan. You want to stand up for me, sir? Great. Okay. Most men don't know how to use a condom, which means even fewer women do, so Dan and I are going to help you all, okay? Okay. The first thing you want to do is you want to use a lubricated latex condom. May I have your condom? Typical male. Now wait, we knew he got his condoms. I made sure we handed it to him. It's time to use them. Where are they? Go figure. Yeah, right. I saw that. I wonder why we have an epidemic. After that, Dan's feeling a little blue.
They're not big enough.
Okay. All right. You want to use a lubricated latex condom. Not animal skin, not sheepskin. You know those French ticklers you guys put on and parade around the room and... The truth of the matter is we women, we really don't feel those things. As a matter of fact, let me tell you about women and sex. In short, we lie. We go, oh yeah, baby, that French sticky thing was so... Oh, baby, look, if it makes you feel better, we'll say it, okay? But the truth of the matter is we don't feel it. This was really not rigged. Okay. The next thing you want to do is squeeze the package. This package for air. Squeeze it for air. If it's got air, use it. If it doesn't have air, throw it away straight because the seal's broke and the rubber's damaged. You know, we women, you know what we keep in our purse? Mace. And these days it's made with cayenne pepper. Now you imagine that condom tears that mace leaks. Whoa! You're... Okay. The next thing you want to do is check the expiration date. It'll say EXP a month and a year. Don't use an old condom. When does this expire, Dan?
2001.
We got time. Woo, baby, baby. Okay. Okay. It goes on him when he's hard. Okay. I'm going to give him a minute to think about that. And while he's thinking real hard, I'm going to point out that condoms haven't... You know, there's a song. Condoms have an inside and an outside, and you can tell by the rim. If the rim is underneath, he's going to be going like this. He's going to get done, and I didn't get going, you know what I mean? That's inside out. But don't turn it over and put it on, because you've contaminated the condom. See, with an erection is blood flow, and with blood flow is spillage. We call that spillage pre-cum. Now, pre-cum has a low sperm count, but comparatively speaking, it has a high cootie count, okay? And HIV fits into the cootie category, okay? So, Dan, you want to come in color, baby? What color, baby?
Red.
Red hot. Great. Incidentally, the few complaints that are received about colored condoms are from the red. Some people, particularly women, are sensitive to the red dye. Okay, so keep that in mind. It's the same thing with non-oxynol 9. Some people get rashes from non-oxynol 9 and are sensitive. If you or your partner are non-oxynol 9 sensitive, do not use non-oxynol 9. If you are latex sensitive, do not use a latex condoms. There is an alternative polyurethane condom that can be used. There's a polyurethane male and a polyurethane female condom. You do that if a latex condom cannot be used. Okay, this one expires the year 2001. We're good to go. Okay, it goes on and when he's hard. I did all that waiting. Okay, here. We'll help. Don't you think men invented microphones? Here, I'm going to stand up so everybody can see. Thank you. My condom is shaped like a little hat. The rim is on the outside. If he is not circumcised, the force can get slid back. Dan?
Yeah?
And everybody else watching. You pinch the top of the condom. Then you slide it over the head of the penis. And then you roll it all the way down. Give me my penis! You want to leave room at the tip without air. Dan, you better sit down and relax here.
Pop it. Put me to pop it.
Leave room at the tip. But why do we do that? Couple of reasons. Here, you can have my penis back. If the head of the penis is all the way to the top of the rubber, it can pop with penetration, or it can force him to spill. Now, if we leave a lot of room at the top, and it's got air in there, now for the sake of demonstration, I'll put a lot of air in here. Okay, if you leave room at the top and it's got air, it can pop with penetration again. The Big Bang Theory. Okay? Or it works as a pump, forcing the semen down and out and exposing you when he comes. The other thing is when he's done, you need to save that last push-up. What I'm saying, man, is you need to hold on to that condom when you pull out so you do not leave it inside of your partner. You know, I told you women in sex we lie. Well, let me tell you about men in sex. They're shy. They'll pull out, they'll look down, and they don't see no rubber. They'll casually look under the sheets, on the dashboard, or behind the bushes. But the last thing they do is they say, hey, baby, I left that up there. Let me go. They're done. They're done. They don't want to go back up there. That's gross. And then the woman in a week or two develops PID, pelvic inflammatory disease, because this is left up there rotten. Now, I've had men of all ages tell me, say, well, Mrs. Earl, can't you feel that up there? Partners to women, particularly men. Let me tell you about a woman's body. A woman's body is designed to have somebody else crawl out of it head first. We're designed to stretch. When I'm saying men, is sometimes we can't feel you up there, let alone this, okay? Okay. So please hold on and pull when you pull out. You know, the other thing is if you are going to share an inserted sex toy, like a dildo, or a cucumber, because you can pick their size, you want to put a condom on it and change condoms in between partners. If you're going to share a sex toy that touches the sexual secretions, like a vibrator that may not be inside but on the outside, you want to put a condom on it and you want to change the condom in between partners. No, I do not mean serial monogamy partners. I mean, we got a vibrator, we're going to do it on me first, we're going to change that condom, then we're going to do it on you. Okay? The other thing, may I have my penis? I'd like to talk to you about anal sex. It's called Hershey Highway or packing the fudge. Now, why is it called that? Well, let me tell you. Usually, when you insert a penis into a rectum, there is usually poopy on Peter. Okay? Now, some people will do a rectal douche or enema prior to anal sex because they think it's cleaner. Well, let me tell you, that rectal douche or enema irritates the rectal lining and increases your risk of transmission. Besides that, the rectum is not designed to stretch. It's designed to compact. And I don't care of your sexual orientation. I don't care of your gender, and I don't care how turned on you are. Your rear end just ain't going to get wet. Okay? As a matter of fact, it does not secrete. It absorbs fluids. Plus, the rectum is a one-way chute, and in ain't the way. So what I personally recommend is you use a condom and you put a lot of lube on the outside of that condom to anal sex. And P.S. go slow. Some men will say, I lose feeling with the condom on. Wrong. The truth of the matter is some men will lose feeling if they know they have a condom on. Now, part of what Mrs. Oil does is work with prostitutes. Now, few prostitutes use condoms, and that's because the Johns won't let us. Okay, look, I admit if condoms increased feelings, we wouldn't have this problem. And that woman over there wouldn't be pregnant and having to sit by the door because she's got to pee. Okay? I'm going to get me some. I'm going to put on my condom. Okay. But what he's saying is I can go home to my old lady and use a condom. What he's doing is he's paying me to infect him if I were the prostitute. Or he's going to pay me and he's going to give me a tip, and that tip is HIV. Because somebody had an infected prostitute. So this is what my prostitutes do. Now, you do not have to be a prostitute to know or to do this. But I had to give you my source as a speaker, and that's my source. Now, the prostitutes gets John up, John hard. John thinks he's special. John thinks he's getting more bang for the buck. Prostitute slides on down there. Now, I need y'all to listen with your eyes, okay? You know what? John comes just as fine and just as fast. Which means, men, if your brain, which is truly your biggest sexual organ, can fit into the head of your penis, you got a big problem. Partners to men, if your brain can fit into the head of his penis, then you too have a big problem. See, it is okay, whether we're a man or a woman, or regardless of our orientation, to make a sexual boundary and say no or yes under these conditions. When it comes to safer sex, we don't have unconditional love. Okay? Make your condition and set your boundary. Because we're in the days of HIV. But let's say you know that condom's going on, right? So what you do, the other thing is this. As a woman, I'm here to say, men empower women too much. You all just empower us too much. This is what happens. You let us decide whether or not you're going to be a daddy. What'll happen? You get ready to have, well, I'll tell you a personal story. I'm getting ready to have sex. I went on the pill. Back then it was the pill, right? I'm on my back, my legs are spread. And he gets ready to mount and he says, are you on the pill? Now, do you think I'm going to say yes, but not long enough? Only 14 days? No, because he wouldn't have done it. So I said yes. I lied. Partial truth. I knew it wasn't long enough to work. Okay? He let me decide whether or not he's going to be a daddy. The only way you can do that, man, is not by pulling out. It's by condoms. Okay? Don't empower a woman that much. So let's say you're going to use a condom. You know you're going to get some. You're going to use a condom, right?
Right.
Okay. You get a little dab of that water-based lube. Not Vaseline. Not Crisco. That's a shortening. Not mayonnaise. Okay. And not men's and most lesbians' favorite lubricant. Spit does not last long enough, and if you got hepatitis, you got a different problem. Okay? So you get a little bit of the water-based lube. In this case, it's KY. You put a dab. A dab is about the size of an eraser on a wooden pencil. You put a dab on the head of your penis, then you put your condom on, and that'll increase your feeling. Partners to men. If you put the dab on him before you put the condom on him, he ain't going to lose feeling. No. What's going to happen? That safer sex is part of good sex. It's not in the way of good sex. Safer sex is all part of good sex. It's all in your attitude. And it's a simple equation, whether or not to use a condom is this. You need to look at your partner and you say, am I willing to bet my life on this? And if you're not, put a condom on it. Oral sex. Insertion of the penis into the mouth, getting back to that microphone. Okay. You need a condom on it. Not only for HIV, but for other sexually transmitted diseases. So, you're about to have oral sex. You put a condom on him. In this case, we're going down on a penis. You put a condom on him. Now, condoms don't taste good, I'll admit. First time I ever put a condom and a non-oxynol 9 in my mouth, my lip went numb, and then I really couldn't tell what I was doing. Okay. So you put the condom on him, you go into the cupboard, You get some strawberry preserve, some guava jelly, honey, maybe a little bit of sweet and low. And you say to him, you're going to be flavor of the night, and I might want seconds. That's right. He's going to put his hands behind his head. He's going to say, let's do great. Next, baby. Besides that, men have this reflex when people perform orally on them, and I don't know what it's called, but it looks something like this. Men. Let me tell you something. For the most part, partners to men, see, we don't like this. See, this is a no-no. And swallowing, that's an acquired skill. That's why you see us going, oh yeah, honey, I'm really turned on now. Eyes are watering. So just think about this. You have a condom on that penis before you go down on it, and he can spill or come, and you don't have to swallow. You don't have to swallow. Unless, of course, you bit the condom, but then you've done something wrong, okay? But let's be fair about this. Let's talk about oral sex on a woman. Now, I need another volunteer, but before anybody jumps up, I would like a woman who I've never had before and who's not insecure about her sexual identity. Is there a volunteer, please? Come on, baby, lady in red. Ooh, baby, baby. Notice how quickly the women volunteered? The men, I thought I had to ask them twice. I think their hearing's going. Let's put these side by side here for the audience. What's your name? Carol. Carol? Carolyn. Have a seat. Did you notice? She has her condom. But I suspect I could teach her a thing or two to do with it. You know, partners to women. First of all, I don't think y'all are having sex with us. I think what y'all are really doing is running a football play. Because this is what you do. You kiss us once or twice. You go down, you hit one breast, then you're in for the score! Partners to women, let me tell you something. We women, for the most part, we got two breastises. And whether we have one or two or less, or, you know, and regardless of size, what we have, like yours, is sensitive. What I'm saying, partners to women, if you gently fondle what we have, instead of grabbing one, the arm is pinned against the ear, the bra strap's cutting off circulation. Oh yeah, honey, I'm really turned on now. It's that F word Mrs. Oil's talking about. Foreplay. Something incredible happens. We, all by ourselves, get wet. Unless, you know, we had Sudafed to dry our sinuses out. Okay? Well, there is not a stop sign in your neck. It dries us all out. Or maybe we only had 10 minutes between lunch and the next speaker. You know, what I'm saying I'm pro-lube, and I have a wonderful time with water-based lubes. But I don't need it all the time, necessarily. The other thing I want to talk about is, you know, partners to women, when you have sex with us, this is what you do. You go for the hole. Partners to women, I say to you, head north. is called a clitoris, or a clitoris, or a clit. I've even heard it called a little man in a boat. But if you ask me, it's more like a little woman with a boat. But whatever floats your boat is fine with me. But why am I telling you about my clit? Well, I'm telling you because of this. On me, not in me, and you reduce your risk of transmission. Now, I don't mean to brag, but let's pause one moment here and let's look at sensation versus square footage. See, because a clitoris is about the size of a Tic Tac. Now, who gets the prize? No, one guess, baby. So that now that we know where to go, let me back up. Let me back up and talk about some men have said I'm too big for a condom. I have these black condoms here. These black condoms are designed to make the white man 3 inches longer. And it's also designed to have the African American male last more than 3 minutes. Actually, I'm only teasing. But I do personally think these are a little bit bigger. But anyway, regardless of size, and I'll use, well, there is no man too big for a rubber. Okay? See, and if he is, you'll know because he'll be approaching you like this. Hey, baby, come here, honey. I got something for you. Okay? But regardless of color, they pretty much do stretch. Okay. Okay, let's switch gears and go back to the cunnilingus. Somebody's head between her legs, very often my favorite subject. And you know what? We don't need this. Don't need that. What you do is you can get some plastic food wrap, okay? The study was done with Glad. You can tear off a big piece of the food wrap. It also comes in colors these days, the food wrap. Or you can get a condom, cut the condom to the tip, unravel it. You have an instant latex barrier, and you lay it over her. Up here. Now, she may or may not know this is there, but her partner, in this particular case, Dave, he may not know exactly where he's at for 2 reasons. First of all, Mama probably never told him about a clit, okay? But the other reason is he can't find his way around, okay? So what you do, women, is you say to your partner, to the left, up a little bit, 30 minutes right there. And if he gets lost, steer with his ears, okay? It's the female version of this, except we're not cramming anything down your throat. So we were on that cunnilingus, somebody's head between her legs. But you know, now, this is good. This is good and this works. But I'll be honest with you. I will speak professionally from personal experience. 2 hands and a head in a small area gets cumbersome. And I say no to that duct tape all the time. So, do you like leather? You like leather? Good. I have some. Can you all rise for the occasion, please? Help Mrs. Oil up here. On 3, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Whoa. Now we are bordering on porno, so I'm going to leave my heels on. Okay? Okay. Okay, back up over here. This is called a harness, a dental dam harness. You do not have to use a dental dam with it. You can cut a condom or use a plastic food wrap. You only use your latex once. And what you do is you tie one on. Go on, boy. Get it, girl! Tie one on, baby. Nope, go around. Now, just as undressing your partner can be fun, so can dressing your partner. In regards to what, who, or how many I got here, I can keep my partners entertained while they're dressing me. You know, that front row, y'all are getting a really good shot. Okay. Obviously, Dave has done this before, and Carolyn, y'all can sit down. You know, you probably had a role model in life that says it's not nice to stare at somebody's crotch, but you're allowed to stare at mine. Because it could save your life. And you know what happens? It's called the magic triangle. Your partner's hands are free. You go, girl. You go. Sorry. I will pass this around, but we do want it back. Do you know what? Do you know what? Okay. We just have to be professional. Do you know, we will let somebody go inside of us, or we'll go inside of somebody. We'll put our head between their legs, we'll let them put their head between our legs, but heck if we talk about it first. We are sexually stupid. So what I'm going to do is go a little bit further, and we'll do a little bit of negotiation. How do we talk to somebody about it? I want you to imagine a woman who is very turned on right now by the man she's sitting next to. We're going to do a heterosexual role play in this case. Okay? And she wants to have sex. Can I have the condoms? And she wants to use condoms. What's her name? Huh? What's her name?
Carolyn.
Carolyn. Okay. You are Carolyn. I want you to imagine a man who is very turned on by Carolyn and wants to have sex with Carolyn. What's his name? Dan. Dan does not want to use a condom. But Dan is very much a man, and you got the penis to prove it. Give me your hand. Dan and Carolyn, they met, maybe at a convention, who knows. And there is some significant chemistry here, and they want to have sex. She wants the condom. He does not want to use the condom. Okay? Talk about it. Oh.
You're going to wrap that rascal. If you ain't getting none, we have no wrapping.
Oh, we don't need that. You can trust me. I'm clean.
That's what my last one said. You're going to have to take your problem in hand if you expect to get it without it.
I'll think about it. Okay.
She ain't getting it.
Oh, wait, she just said, okay, he said okay, okay. All right, okay, stop. We're going to reverse the role a little bit. This is very popular in the following two scenarios. Middle-aged heterosexuals, primarily, who just, all of a sudden find themselves single and sex in the 90s. They've already raised their children. HIV is the younger generation's problems, and besides that, I'm straight. Okay? And I'm not going to be able to conceive another child, or I've had a vasectomy and I can't make another baby. Where she does not want to use the condom, and he does. Okay? He wants to use the condom. She does not want to use the condom. It also happens in a considerably younger age, which is called high school. See, in high school, it's cool for guys to have condoms. They carry them in their wallet, and it shows that they're getting some. And some guys even keep the used condoms and show it to their buddies to prove that they got some. Okay? So in this scenario, the guys want to use the condom, but the girls do not want to use the condom. Okay? So this is what we're going to do. He wants the condoms. She doesn't want the condom, and she's going to do everything she can to seduce him out of that condom. Okay?
Okay.
And you need to think like a man. Give me your hand. Put your penis in between your legs. That's where it...
I'm going to use this, okay? I think it's around time.
You ain't putting that nasty thing in there. I don't want that in. If I'm going to get some, I want to enjoy it.
But you'll enjoy it, and look, it's blue.
Blue, big deal. I want to enjoy it. I want to feel everything. I want to feel you squirt. I don't want that nasty thing. I want to get the full effect.
But it glows in the dark.
Who can look at it? I want the real thing, baby.
No, I don't think it's a good idea.
I'm sorry.
No. No.
If you want to get that, you ain't going to use that thing.
No, it's supposed to make it even better.
Oh, better. I ain't going to get pregnant. I've been spayed. I don't need that. I got enough kids at home. I don't need that anymore. I took care of that.
No.
The playpen is still there. The factory's gone. We ain't using that.
No, I would feel a lot better. And
You may feel good, but
I think it's a good idea that
I don't.
Okay, well, let's forget it.
Okay, wait. Carolyn, seduce him out of that condom. Put your.
What'll happen if you don't use that thing?
No.
You will feel the pleasure you have never experienced in your life. The sensation will be perfect without that rubber thing. I mean, you feel every motion. You feel every throb. But you won't feel it if you wrap that thing. And, what's the sense of doing it? I mean, it's like taking a shower with a raincoat on. You don't feel anything.
Yeah, but that disease is forever.
I'm clean. Hey, I've been married for 28 years, and I finally got rid of the broad. I've been in a lesbian relationship. You are the first man I've been with. Rubber.
But if you don't know what it's like.
Yeah, but I want to get the full effect the first time. If I don't like it, then we try it again. It's like, just think of me as a virgin.
Put your hand on his penis.
Don't that feel good?
Exactly. Men are easy. That is what happens. We as healthcare professionals can and do take the time to talk to our clients. I know sometimes we are very busy, but to take that time, to take those few minutes and remember the human side of our patient, of our client, we take the time and we talk. But as unprofessional people, as wives, as husbands, as brothers, as sisters, as mothers, as fathers, as friends, sometimes we're too shy to talk, particularly to our children. If you will teach your child how to drive, you show them how to use the seatbelt. It's inevitable in this society you're going to need a car. It is probably inevitable that they're going to have sex. Show them how to use a condom. Or have somebody professionally show them how to use a condom. It can save their life. It's scary. Bite the bullet, mom and dad. And say, man, I'm shy. I don't want to conceive of you having sex, but you probably will, so I'm going to make sure you know how to use a condom because I love you. Studies have shown that most parents do not tell their kids how to use a condom, are not graphic with it. 85% of the kids do not get that information at home. Only 15% of those kids get that information graphically at home. But the studies also show that those kids who got that graphic information at home, 85% of those wait longer to have sex, and when they do, will use a condom more often. Just like they'll put their seatbelt on. Is there anything that you have a friend is there anything that a friend of yours does sexually that you would like to tell me that I haven't covered so I can make it safer for them? I have Mrs. Oil videos for both of my volunteers. I appreciate that. They were wonderful. Weren't they wonderful? Thank you so much. You all can go sit down. Thank you. And in closing, I would like to say, please practice, practice, practice safer sex, and maybe think of me. You were wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you. We did it. All right. Hey, Mrs. Oil here, backstage, and I want to show you what I carry in my personal safer sex kit because I always believe you need to be prepared. You never know what you might run into, whether it's at the grocery store, at a coffee break, in between classes. My latex gloves for that digital stimulation I carry too because sometimes Mrs. Oil is big enough to use both hands. Oh, baby, baby. Oh, a dental dam. This is a chocolate-flavored dental dam for oral lubrication, sometimes oral anal stimulation, whether it's the vagina or the rectum. Oh, I always carry extra, excuse me. Oh, for a really busy, long night where you're not going to get much sleep, I'd like to suggest you get your big tube of water-based lubricant, heifer size. My non-lubricated condoms for oral sex on a man or on a woman. Oh, speaking of the man, or you can even share an inserted sex toy. I always believe you need to put a condom on it and change it in between partners. My leather dental dam harness. Ooh, baby, baby. Keeps your partner's hands free. Black condoms for the formal sexual encounter. Oh, look. Jelly. For that when he may just want seconds, lubricate and flavor your penis for oral sex. If you're feeling playful, we can use our colorful condoms. For those women who are latex sensitive, or for those men who are latex sensitive, you can use the female condom. This can be used vaginally or anally. There's also a male condom out made of polyurethane, if you want to try that. Oh. Always nice to keep fresh breath. And for the quickies, your little single dosages of your water-based lubricant, that works fine. You know, I wanted to show you again how to cut that condom for oral vaginal sex. Get your condom, cut it up to the reservoir, unravel it, and you lay it over your partner. Okay? This is fine, or the plastic wrap is fine, or the dental dams are fine, but this is certainly the most convenient. And, oh, more flavoring. So this is what Mrs. Oil keeps in her little Safe for Sex kit, and please, it's best always to be prepared. Remember, you're never too old for sex, but you may be too young to start.